Steve Cotton joining us, a financial strategist, the president of Cotton Wealth Management Associates. Steve, thank you so much for your time today.
Well, good morning. It's great to be with you all.
I'm assuming a lot of folks are a little bit worried about oil prices, whether they're going to go up or whether they're going to go down, but something's going to happen, it seems.
Well, we always see a jump in oil prices globally when there is some sort of international tension or conflict. Every time there's something in the Middle East, you always see that. Historically, we've always seen that. And prices are up about 11% or more since Israel first attacked Iran. However, the things that really permanently drive oil prices are global supply, permanent or long-term disruption of global supply, and things like that. And the most noteworthy thing about the current situation, I think, is the Trump administration and Israel have both very carefully avoided bombing and destroying Iranian oil refining capacity. That's significant.
Is that something that you think is going to happen in the future if this escalates any further? And if it does, if that's what we do, what happens then?
Well, if you believe what the administration says, that this is not a war with the Iranian people, but a conflict with their radical Islamic leadership, no, I don't think they're going to attack Iranian oil refinery capacity, because I think their long-term strategy, frankly, is to preserve this national asset for the Iranian people for the next government.
And that makes sense. So how bad could this thing get for us here in the United States for however long this conflict, or whatever they want to call it now, drags on?
I think the Iranian government is running out of cards to play. They have been largely militarily neutered. They are still shooting missiles into Israel, but as opposed to 100 missiles, I think they shot 30 yesterday. They are really running out of options. The only option that they really have left, and the one they always embrace, is terrorist attacks throughout the world, and that can really boomerang on them. President Trump has already said we are ready to go if there are any attacks on American bases or personnel or the homeland or Israel. And I think if the Iranians tried to mine the Strait of Hormuz, which they've tried to do before, I don't think they'd be successful. We've got military assets on site ready to disrupt that. And if you'll remember, the last time they attempted that was during the Reagan administration, and Reagan destroyed the Iranian Navy.
Yeah, this is something that's going to be important to some other countries, but my understanding is the United States, they get 5% of their oil that goes through the Strait of Hormuz. We get it from other sources now.
Well, that's right. And American production has actually been slowing due to some slowing in demand, but we have surge capacity, and so do the Saudis. The Saudis still have a lot of surge capacity, and I believe they will increase production to offset any temporary disruption in Iranian supplies. The larger geopolitical problem for Russia and China is that they're importing a lot of Iranian crude at a discount, I might add. In other words, the Chinese and Russians are the Chinese are buying crude from them at a discount and taking advantage of the Iranians and the Russians. But the Russia needs this crude to prosecute their war in the Ukraine. China needs this crude to run their economy, and their economy's got huge problems. So a real disruption in Iranian supplies is very serious trouble for the Russian and the Chinese economy, and I'm sure the White House is keeping this in mind as well.
Steve Cotton, financial strategist, the president of Cotton Wealth Management Associates. Steve, thank you so much for coming on. We sure appreciate it.
You bet. Been great to be with you this morning.
You bet.